Chest puller. Whoa! And another piece of good old Arcola luck. It didn't even run over the marker there at the 200-foot mark. Let's give him a hand here. One Bad Dream is the name of that truck. Dan, where do these guys come with these names?
I'll tell you what, he was trying to get every foot he could there. He sent a wheel on down the track to get another 10 foot, you know.
So we're going to restart the class. Dave LAMAR, the dirt track Cadillac from Holland, Michigan, will be our first puller here in the two-wheel drive class. And Dave LAMAR.
Now go.
Dave LAMAR looking good. The dirt track Cadillac. We've restarted the class. That means that Dave LAMAR has the option of taking that puller, passing it down, and I'm going to guess he's probably going to take that. He had a real excellent run that time. Okay, ladies, this is your first female entry. Charlene Cabine out of New Haven, Indiana. Let's give her a big hand, ladies. Charlene Cabine, Stress Relief 2. This is Floyd's toy number 1. Knocking on the door, they go right down there to the flag, and it's almost like they have a, you know, blank wall. Pat Friel, 557 cubic inches of Cheers two-wheel drive pulling machine. With Cheers, I think, might have set a new leader distance. Okay, ladies, another gal we got pulling. How many know Deb Hackworth out of Columbia City, Indiana? Deb Hackworth backing in right now. Deb Hackworth, some tough luck, Dan. She had it in the air. Deb had it in the air about 150 feet. The truck started to drift to the left. No way to steer it. The front end's off the ground. She was trying to keep it in bounds. Jim Tennant from Fort McCoy, Florida is our leader in a Ford 287-8. Nolan Hall has won here before. I'm sorry, Pat Friels is now the leader, but that was a Ford too, a 1925 Ford. I forgot. He went 292.7, so that put our man from Florida in number 2 spot. The Copenhagen school flag keeps inching closer to that 300-foot mark, Dan. R.A. Rich Sanford out of Hamilton, Ohio, just for fun. It's a 1990 GMC, and this is not a Chevrolet-powered GMC. He runs the big Aries engine. John Cabine out of New Haven, Indiana, the Cabine Machine. And John Cabine out of New Haven, Indiana. The Indiana Pullers are right down the line. Mark Roser. Mark was in the parade. Mark and Cindy Roser this afternoon. They helped us win this trophy.
That's what I was going to say. We ought to have their name on there, too.
That's right. And he's knocking on the door, but Dan, I'm not going to call this one. What do you think? Did he make it out or not?
Man, I'll tell you what.
That is so close. Tommy Arps out of Napoleon, Ohio, 1975 Chevrolet. And he has that magic 572 cubic inch engine. I don't know who's all doing this engine work, but it seems awful strange. They all end up with the same cubic inches. Tommy Arps out of Napoleon, Ohio. Andy Hoffman, the Indiana Ranger from Huntington, Indiana. And Andy Hoffman knocks on the door, Dan. Look at that. I thought did you think he was going out?
Yeah, I sure did. I said a few things up here to say that, too.
Yeah, I was ready to go, all right, I think he's out, but I don't think he quite made it. How many know Don Daffern out of Cherubusco, Indiana? Let's hear it for Don Daffern. Come on now. A lot of his fans are here this evening. The Hustler Pulling Team out of Cherubusco, Indiana, Don and Karen Daffern.
Be good, thank you. Keith Long from Glasgow, Kentucky with the Long Gone Machine. I'll tell you what, he was headed for the gold, and I think he may be right down in there in pay dirt. All right, Tom, you're over there by the sheet. Who do you see coming up here next? Yeah.
That's Randy Petro. You know, he finished second in the Midwest Showdown back in June, so he's a pretty high. Put her right down there. We'll see if he's got her in tune tonight. Lock into that gear, lock into the track, and see what he can do, because he's no slouch, to tell you that. In fact, you know, Dan, all this equipment we had here this weekend and Midwest Showdown was all top-notch equipment. There was nothing slouchy about anything. I mean, all good equipment here. We sure like to thank all the drivers, crews, and everything come in to put on this show.
Oh, look at that.
Well, man, he took her out of here, didn't he, Dan?
Jim Crabtree, 1940 Ford pickup, 540 cubic inches of Keith Black Hemi engine. I don't think he made it. He is the 1990 Ohio State Puller of the Year, 1990 Ohio State Point Champion.
Okay, John, who we got coming up there now?
Homer Adams Jr., the pipe fitter, and Homer Adams Sr., the owner. Homer Adams Jr., Old Man's Toys from Muncie, Indiana. It's a 1980 Chevrolet 540 cubic inches. Took fifth in the Hoosier State points in 1990. This is the second year, by the way, that the Adams family has been pulling with state and NTPA.
Matt Buster, down, please. Matt Buster, down, please.
Whoa, and well,
Homer
John, that was a
Adams,
wild ride there.
He was making a good run, and all of a sudden it sounded like he might have had some ignition problems, Dan.
Okay, Johnny, who we got coming up here next?
Craig Huff, Huffin' 3 out of Alexandria, Ohio, 575 cubic inches of air raise.
Okay. We got a green light.
Oh, Daniel, look at that.
Tommy, I'll tell you what, you got another one that's right down there.
Man, old Greg Huff, boy, he's running tough.
So Craig Huff, Huffin' 2, West Alexandria, Ohio. So his last ride down the track, and Huffin' 3's out the end. He'd like to make a double full pull for his pulling team. No. Dan says what happened, he had to back out of it to keep it in bounds. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that Craig Huff had a probably, I'm going to guess here, a 97.32.5% chance of making it out the end. He had to back out of it. He's got to keep the pulling vehicle in bounds. As we look down on the track, you see the weight transfer is actually across the white line. His front tire is sitting right on the edge of the white line. Brad, is he in bounds or out? He is out of bounds. He will get no distance. Is that correct? He is out of bounds. He is sitting, as we look at it, right on the white line.
Okay, John, look who we got coming down there right now. Do you remember the times that we've seen him pull here at Arcola?
All right, the THEOBALD pulling team out of Shelbyville, Indiana. Doug THEOBALD, a college student down at Purdue. And this truck, a 1950 4 Willys. And it is a 83-liter Aries engine. The truck, state national champion in 1989, Enderley Pro National champion in 1990, sponsored by Sunshine Pet Food. Dan, isn't that just the way you do it? You put your son in there. Rick Sanford, just for fun, out of Hamilton, Ohio, 1990 GMC with Aries powered. John Cabine out of New Haven, Indiana, the Cabine Machine. John was one of our newer pullers a couple years ago. He came in with Stress Relief 1. It was a red truck. Kind of a little bit different than the rest of the pullers. He had his own ideas. I'll tell you, John Cabine is showing the boys what's happening here this evening. John Cabine not quite far enough to take over the lead.
Who we got coming down there that's got a green light now?
And it looks like Keith Long gone out of Glasgow, Kentucky. Gonna be close, Dano. Randy Petro, the Buckeye hauler out of Camden, Ohio, 1988 Ford, 557 cubic inches. We're down to the last 3 pullers and counting. And Dan, I think we got a new leader. They're moving the Copenhagen School pulling circuit flag ahead. Randy Petro, the Buckeye hauler from Camden, Ohio. Craig Huff, Huffing 3 from Alexandria, Ohio, backing in. And it looks like Craig Huff is not going to take over the lead.
Pick a winner with the third Brody coming.
What a way! What a way to end up Arcola 1991.